It's time for ACC Central, presented by Just Means Less.
I drive into right. It's enough. It's back. And it's gone for the cycle. It's a walk-off grand slam. Florida State wins it.
Hosted by Monty Taylor.
In the air, center field. Moore is under it. And on to Omaha for the Cardinals.
Micah Butel.
Fly ball driven into left field. Spin. Does he do it? He does. A walk-off homer by Ken Smith.
And Nick Dioli.
Gets it down. Here comes Mac. He is safe. And Boston College wins.
Let's ball off the plate for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Monty just got landed on.
There are 2 pigeons roosting right above me, and my can of Pepsi.
Smacked into right field. It'll
Welcome back, college baseball fans, to another episode of ACC Central, brought to you by Just Us. If you want to sponsor us, reach out, let us know. Always looking for sponsors. Yeah. But it's I'm Monty Taylor. With me is Nick Dioli, Big 12 Micah, SEC Micah, Southland Micah. We don't know where he is these days. Maybe he'll show up like a bat in the night. Who knows? But right now it's Nick and I. Nick, it looks like you just combed your hair. You look fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right. Midweek madness is upon us. We're actually recording this before the second slate of midweek games, but we have some concerns. Louisville, Virginia Tech, all falling last night. I mean, Charlotte absolutely dominated the Hoos, 14-0. What was interesting about the graphic, though, is UVA posted theirs. They gave themselves 1 hit, and then when Charlotte posted theirs, UVA had 2 hits. So I don't know what happened, but Charlotte gave UVA another hit. But Virginia Tech's offense still not doing well. And then Louisville, it's time to hit the panic button.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Not sure what's going on with Virginia Tech. Really not sure what's going on with Louisville. Man, dude, they are quickly becoming like I don't think they had enough hype around them like Virginia did last year, but this is still very disappointing. They could the rate that they're going, they could end up with like a losing record and miss the tournament altogether. There just hasn't been really a gleam of hope so far, and we're 3 weeks in.
And like a bat in the night, Micah Butel is on the show.
Stealing my caption is well done, Monty.
I said it twice.
Oh.
He did.
That's great. Yeah. Well, who are you guys? I don't know who you are. I haven't seen you guys in
Who are you? Who's Micah?
We got ACC Micah this morning. He wears many hats.
Yeah, I'm actually a broken man right now because look at the shirt I'm wearing.
Oh,
Wake Forest fans couldn't believe what's happening right now.
Wake Forest Micah is back for the first time in 3 years. No, we were just talking about Louisville and hitting the panic button.
How are we panicking? I mean, who cares if you lose to Morehead State?
I mean, if they end up winning everything else, then yeah. But
I mean, Zion Rose will be healthy at some point,
and he can pitch.
Yeah, totally. No, yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but this Louisville team kind of feels like what everyone thought they were going to be last year. Mm-hmm. Like, almost like they swapped roles. Like what I thought they were going to be is what they ended up being in the fall, in the spring. But what everyone thought they were going to be is what they're kind of being right now.
Yeah.
Like it's not great, but I mean, again, this is a friendly reminder to everybody. We didn't think Louisville was making the tournament the last weekend of the season. So, like, I think people overreacted on the postseason a little too hard, including me. But, like, even I was, like, still, like, I mean, I picked ETSU to win the regional. So, I wasn't like, I was like, oh, yeah, like, here's this mighty Louisville team entering the postseason. Like, if they get in, you don't want to see them. That's my thought process.
Yeah. And the offense can still be elite, especially with Zion coming back, but there's major concerns on the mound.
Oh, yeah. I mean Eberle has not been very good. I can never say his last name right.
Danilowicz had the one good start, but he has a history of command issues, control issues.
Bullpen hasn't found their guy that they really want to go to yet. So yeah, I mean there's question marks, but again, like it's Dan McDonnell of all the coaches in the ACC that you think is going to end up putting the right pieces together. He's definitely top 3 choices for me to figure it out.
Yeah. So, ACC play does start this week, but not for Louisville. They get another tune-up weekend. They've got Seton Hall. Perfect segue, guys. I don't know who produced this show or set this up, but great segue, Micah. Good job. Seton Hall at Louisville. We're not going to spend a ton of time talking about these non-ACC series, but is Louisville going to bounce back and win this series?
I would hope so. They can't win a series with me. Do I think they're going to sweep? I don't know. That I don't know yet because they have not looked great. But if they can't win this series, yeah, that's when I'll maybe start hitting the panic button because you can't lose weekend series. That would be their second weekend series loss in a row, or not in a row, but this spring. I think I'll freak out a little bit then. But for now, I'll hold off.
So your hand is hovering over it, but it's not hitting it yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I don't think they're, I'm not gonna again. What happened in Arlington? It happened in Arlington. Like, again, that was a good field. Things happen. Like, they're still figuring it out. Like last year, they kind of flew under the radar again in Arlington, but like now the roles are just reversed. Like, I'm not overly freaking out just yet.
Nick.
If they win this series, I think they buy themselves a little bit more time to kind of get things right. If they lose, it's all-time panic. I don't feel great about like losing pretty much three series in the non-conference before ACC play. But I will say that they win. I just think there's a talent gap there. So give me Louisville 2 out of 3.
Yep, and Louisville does have the Irish coming to town, I believe, to open up ACC play, who will already be in the midst of ACC play. All right, Clemson gets, I mean, they don't really need a tune-up, but they're getting a tune-up against LaSalle, who I don't know what LaSalle did yesterday, but I believe LaSalle is 10-2.
Yeah, I think Monty, you and I would be 10-2 against LaSalle's schedule this year.
That's fair, but I still was surprised.
No, I mean, kudos to LaSalle. This is the first-year program since being brought back for the first time, like, 10, 15 years, whatever it was their hiatus was. But, yeah.
I think it might have actually been.
It might have been longer. I don't know. If Clemson doesn't sweep them, like – yeah, and actually, you're right. It was like COVID year, Monty. That they
it was short,
but feels like 10, 15 years ago at this rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clemson should sweep this pretty easily. Honestly, if they don't, that's going to be.
Me saying 10-2 was not at all saying LaSalle is good. It was more just, I mean, I'm impressed that you've come out the gate. I don't care who you're playing as a brand new program. But that wasn't me necessarily saying they should be able to compete with Clemson. Clemson should. I mean, the Clemson pitching staff alone.
I mean, LaSalle might be as good as South Carolina. So, I mean, I guess there's that world.
Shots fired. All right. Yeah, I'm going Clemson sweep. Nick?
Yeah, I'm going Clemson sweep too.
Love to see it. All right.
Monty, I'm disappointed in you.
Why?
I watch the shows that I don't go on. Why would I want to talk Clemson a little longer?
Do you want to take your lap?
We could have waited till we did X Factors at the end of the show, but Sure, go ahead.
I'm just messing with you, Monty, because you stressed on the show like 4 times how you couldn't wait for my victory lap next time I'm on the show. So I just figured since you didn't bring it up, I had to bring it up first, so that way it fits your idea of what was going to happen. We'll wait till X Factors. Don't worry.
My narrative, and it did happen not because you wanted to make my dreams come true. But all right, Lafayette at NC State. I think this NC State team's very good. However, the only team they've really played is a Coastal midweek game that they won yesterday. But it's another tune-up weekend for NC State. We saw what Lafayette pitching is like when they went down south to Miami, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm trying to remember which Patriot teams. They had both Lafayette and Lehigh at Miami, but Lafayette now at NC State. NC State's. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It was someone else.
Lehigh.
Who was it?
It's
Wait,
the
I
rival.
thought it was Lehigh and then Lafayette.
I don't think they went back to back. I mean, I'll look for you, Monty. While you
Thank you.
Talking, but I don't think that would be kind of strange to play. Oh no, they did. Wow, they just wanted to play that rivalry so bad.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure because I remember they played 2 weekends of Patriot League pitching. So that's why I was just, if it wasn't Lafayette, it was another Patriot League team. But yeah, NC State should have no problem. I don't expect an inexplicable 1-0 loss either, like they had to Princeton. But NC State offense should keep rolling. I don't know. We're not going to find out how good this NC State team is quite yet until conference play starts. But I'm going to go with an NC State sweep.
I'm going to go with the NC State sweep as well. Pitching has looked phenomenal. Bats are on fire. They do have another midweek today against Queens.
That's right.
They'll be trotting out a freshman pitcher, I think, today. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, give me an NC State sweep.
Yeah, I mean, if NC State doesn't sweep, Lafayette's 0-7 on the year. It'd be kind of disappointing if they can't sweep this one.
Their first wins against NC State. It'll be disappointing, but at the same time, we're not going to overreact, right? Right? Sorry.
Honestly, I'll say this. I'll start to freak out a little bit if it's like a 1-0 loss again.
That's fair.
Because
that's weird.
That has been my only question mark. Because, like, for a little while, I mean, obviously they scored in the first inning. I know that for NC State last night. But, like, there were bits and pieces where it feels like their bats just, like they all together in unison say, no, we don't want to hit right now. So, like, that's what happened against Princeton. I mean, they just couldn't move a runner over. They couldn't knock anybody in. It was like, this is a team that pumped them for 16 runs the night before. Wow, you can't drive in one? Like, if you told NC State's pitching staff, hey, if you're going to allow 1 run on Sunday, you're like, okay, cool. We want what, 10-1, 8-1, 7-1? Like,
actually, Micah, what's crazy about that is that was a double header.
Yeah.
So like they put up 16 earlier that afternoon and then put up a goose egg.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Talking about another good team that hasn't quite figured out what they're about is Florida State. They pitching looks like it's been okay, but the hitting against the Citadel was not there. And then, they did score 7 runs yesterday against Jacksonville. They have Mercer today, and we know, Micah is a Mercer guy. It's going to be a tough midweek matchup there for Florida State, but they've got another tune-up here with Northern Kentucky. They should sweep, right?
They'll sweep that, but they're going to lose to Mercer tonight.
There it is. Wow. Straight from – yeah, there you go.
They should have lost last night to Jacksonville. I don't know if y'all watched that game, but they kind of should have lost that game. They did not look very good.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville is a good team. Jacksonville and Mercer are probably similar teams. But again, like, this is like the depth question. Like, no, I'm not saying Florida State's not deeper than Mercer, but Mercer didn't play yesterday. So, like, Mercer's got their entire and Mercer's known for not, like, throwing their Friday guy in a midweek, but, like, they're going to throw their higher-end bullpen arms if they're in the game, where I don't think Florida State needs to do that also. So, like, again, not the midweeks don't matter, but you got to play the chess match. Like, I think there's going to be more – like, you're going to see Mercer go more likely to go all in here than you will Florida State. So, but yeah, no, Florida State should sweep. Though Northern Kentucky, a very good team. They're 7-4. They're always at the top of the Horizon League. Like, they're not a slouch. Like, let's say an 0-7 Lafayette, where you're like, okay, like, you can kind of just show up, and as long as you play half decent baseball, you should be all right.
To be fair, being at the top of the horizon is very close to being to the bottom of the horizon. They got what, 5 teams?
That is also a valid point.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
But remember, the Horizon League champion Wright State last year was in the regional final with Louisville. So
I did not know Wright State was in there. Was in that conference.
yeah.
So
You can't even name the 5 teams, Monty, but it's just a small league. How dare you insult Youngstown State? How about the Oakland Grizzlies, Monty? Learn the name.
Love that. All right, let's get into Pitt's road trip out west to San Jose State.
They are playing Cal next week or Stanford next week, right?
One of the two. Yeah, it's spring break. It's spring break, and they're
not just going out here for fun. Right?
Pitt should win the series. I've been impressed with their pitching staff. And then we all like their offense from the get-go. So, I like Pitt to win this series. I don't know about a sweep, though they did get a sweep last week, so who knows?
I mean, it's just San Jose State's first time playing a team outside of the state of California, so they'll learn what they match up with. But no, I mean, Pitt has been impressively pretty good. I think not enough people, including, I won't say us, but myself, hasn't talked enough about them yet. I mean, obviously, I'm still really disappointed of all teams to choose to lose to in the Corpus tournament. It was actually, thanks for helping the Southland out, I guess, by losing to Corpus Christi. But but RIP Nick. But Pitt has looked pretty impressive throughout the year. I've liked how they look. What they did against UNCG. I don't think UNCG is the same program that they were 2-3 years ago, but to dominate that the way they did was quite impressive. Obviously, y'all did the recap show yesterday or Monday, but from that standpoint, quite impressed with what Pitt did the past weekend to make me believe that this could be a very good weekend. Because they're playing 4 with them, right? No, they're playing Santa Clara on a Tuesday or something. That's what it is. So
yeah, I guess we're not going to hear from Nick. So I don't know what just happened, but yeah, he's dead to us now. All right, San Diego at Cal. I can't figure out Cal, but they appear to be on the up and up. They did beat UC Irvine on the road a couple weeks ago, and then UC Irvine showed out in Las Vegas. And then they took care of business last week, but not necessarily convincingly against Sacramento State. But I do like Cal. The rotation seems to be coming together. Otto Espinosa has emerged as one of their best relievers as a freshman. So I'm going to go Cal 2 of 3. I don't want to call for a sweep because I'm not. It's a 4-game series. I'll take 3 out of 4. Thank you.
I'll split. I think San Diego is one of those better, out west, teams. San Diego, credit to them, has played a pretty tough schedule. They went to Charlotte to open the year, took 2 of 3 there. They swept the Tony Gwynn Legacy tournament that was out in San Diego with Creighton, Utah, and San Diego State. And then I think they lost 2 of 3 to Michigan, but again,
Michigan's good.
Yeah, Michigan's pretty good. Again, with Cal, I'm actually pretty high on them. I was going to wear a Cal shirt originally, but I figured, I need to do a Wake Forest conversation when we get to them later. So that's why I went with the Wake shirt today. But, Cal has looked, the way they looked this past weekend against Sacramento State, yes, they didn't dominate that. But again, we're talking about a team that the weekend before was struggling, the open weekend, excuse me. They struggled with Santa Clara. And then, Irvine, they looked really good. And, in the midweek, they've taken care of business with Davis. They have the longest winning streak in the ACC, Monty. If you didn't know that. So
that can't be true. Wake Forest does.
Oh, that's not what okay. Well, I saw a graphic that said that Cal had the longest one. So my bad, Wake Forest. I don't know why that graphic was wrong, but because you'd be right, because Cal has lost in the last 2 weeks. But anyways, they've played really good baseball. I really like what they're doing. But again, San Diego, they get good crowds at their games. They have a decent little fan base. I don't know if you saw their student section went viral for the shirt. They're the first one to bring the shirtless stuff that was going on in baseball where the kids go like this the whole time. That was happening at the Michigan game on Friday night. So might be a little bit of a rowdy atmosphere there. So yeah, for when Cal plays 4-game series, we're just saying split until further notice.
I think split's a good call. I'd like to change mine. I didn't know. I forgot about San Diego going to Charlotte, winning 2 of 3. I forgot about how well they played against Michigan and that. So I'm gonna go split. too. I think that was 3 out of 4 was a little disrespectful. Oh, look, Nick's back. He's no longer dead to us.
Sorry, dogs were going ballistic. I had to see what was up. So, give me Cal. 3 out of 4.
All right, good stuff. All right, moving along. Wake Forest Micah is back, and they are hosting Nick's favorite team, the Stanford Cardinal. Stanford got off to what we thought was a decent start, but since then, not impressive. They're going to head east for the first time, open up ACC play at Wake Forest, facing presumably Chris Lavonis, Blake Morningstar, Duncan Marston. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting situation there for Stanford. It's Wake Forest getting a nice start to ACC play right away. I think I'm going to go Wake Forest. I hate to call for a sweep, but I think the pitching staff at Wake Forest can get that done. Again, I'm a little concerned about the offense if Luke Costello's still out, but we'll find out today whether he's back in the lineup. But yeah, the pitching staff for Wake Forest, unreal. Micah?
Sweep. I'm out on Stanford. I mean, they've played decent teams out west. Again, like Arizona, that win, not the greatest considering the start Arizona got off to, but that's still a good win nonetheless, I think. And again, like we're not going to play SEC games here with the quality losses, but the losses are pretty quality. Like it's not like they're losing. Like I would argue that Louisville has worse losses than Stanford does. But I'm also just, I think Wake Forest is I'm getting a little annoyed at the Wake Forest fans that think that they're top 10 team because of the record. I don't know if you know this, Wake Forest fans. You have one win over a team that has a winning record this season, and that is a 7-6 midweek team in High Point. But that said, like this Wake Forest team,
and just like that, Wake Forest Micah is gone.
100%. I'm not like. I mean, we have to be realistic. Like, Siena is not good. Loyola Marymount is not good. Like, and again, they didn't struggle with Loyola Marymount. That's the one thing I will give them this weekend that I was impressed about was they did not have they smoked LMU, and they smoked really everyone this weekend. They got Davidson both times. They didn't run Rule Davidson the first one, but they beat him 7-1. So never was out of control. So that's what's been the reason why I'm starting to kind of come around to Wake because. I mean, when they needed everything and their power to beat Siena on that Friday night, I'm like, what are we doing, Wake Forest? This is like you can't do that in ACC play. You're not going to no disrespect to Siena, but that is a bottom feeder in their own conference. Like they're just, I know Siena fans are going to be in my mentions but and then again, the Houston loss does not look as good as it once did. Like. Houston has not necessarily been this, world-beating team.
They're going to Omaha.
They're going to Omaha.
Based on the first game of the year, they're going to Omaha, baby. And you're paying for Nick's trip.
That's right.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been MIA because I've been seeing this Houston team in person a couple times.
Okay. Oh, so you know better than we do that they're going to Omaha.
Oh, yeah. That Sunday loss to UTRGV, who Lamar just swept, really just makes me think that's an Omaha team.
I think you just said a bunch of letters.
I did. UTRGV.
That's how you know. By the way, that's how you know that Micah has to deal with them a lot because he didn't hesitate at all. If I had to do the acronym for Rio Grande, I'd be
Rio Grande. Come on, geez, just
Rio Grande. I do the Mexican thing. I try to, but
can I get the grande meal, please?
The grande meal, the Taco Bell grande meal. But yeah, the fact you didn't hesitate with the abbreviation, I would have sat there and been like. So yeah, props to you. But yeah, Houston to Omaha.
But honestly, kudos to Wake because they have looked again since that Friday with Siena. They have done, for the most part, including that midweek with UNCG, just controlled the games. They're again, they're not playing the greatest of teams, but I never fault a team for that. As long as you are winning convincingly, that's all that matters, and that's what Wake's been doing. And again, I don't. Stanford's probably the best team that they've played so far this year, not named Houston. But other than that, I mean, again, I don't. And maybe I'm wrong for this because last year Stanford, what was it? North Carolina comes in and like shocks us all, and maybe that's what's coming our way now. But
No, don't you do it. I will not be bamboozled by Stanford again.
But like I'm just putting it out there now. But with Wake Forest, like, yeah, are they the best team in the ACC? No, I don't even think they're top 5, but they're better than what they're not.
The fans are coming for you.
Not.
How dare you say that? How dare you suggest they're not the greatest team of all
Wake
time?
Forest's schedule, and they're probably the same record, guys.
Micah just said Wake Forest and Cal are basically the same.
Basically.
They did beat
Wake
them.
Forest Micah can only exist for like 2 minutes before it gets icky. But no, Wake Forest sweep.
Nick?
Yeah, Wake Forest sweep. Stanford's just it hasn't been appealing at all. You would think that they would kind of figure it out. I mean, they didn't really have to after a pretty good start. You would think they would just continue with the momentum that they built, but they just haven't. Wake has built a lot of momentum. It was encouraging to see Blake Morningstar kind of figure it out in that Loyola Marymount game. So I'm going with a Wake sweep. I think things are really starting to click for them.
That's it. Yeah, thank you.
Did you guys know that 3 of Stanford's 5 wins were by 1 run in the last 2 innings of the game?
Doesn't surprise me. I knew a lot. They had a lot of 1-run games because they also lost a bunch of 1-run games as well.
They did. So that's the problem with Stanford. They're going to probably be in 2 of the 3 games this weekend. Like, we're going to be, watching it. Nick, I don't know if you're going to be there, but we're in the 7th inning and it's a 3-3 ball game, and just Wake Forest has done a pretty good job of finding ways to win those late, and then and again against Siena, but they've found ways to do it. Where Stanford, we'll see. But Nick, I'm sure you're so torn right now between your beloved Stanford Cardinal and your Wake Forest Deacons.
I am.
Are you going to do the split thing? Can you please wear the couch hat with a Stanford shirt? Can you pull them?
I might do that. I think I might do that.
Thank you. That makes my life, Nick. All right, Monty, you go into the next team and matchup.
Are we ready? Are we good?
Yeah.
I hit the button too early, so now I'm like, Boston College at Miami. BC Bird Ball. The pitching has been pretty good. The offense, not quite going. They're missing Carter Hendrickson, who's been kind of out with a hamstring injury since opening weekend. And guys other than Julio Soler and Ty Manolfi aren't hitting. But Boston College right now 2-2 in that stretch that Micah highlighted before the season, where we were going to find out if they are good. They still got a chance to go 4-4 through this stretch of Florida games. They face FIU tonight while this show is airing. And then they've got Miami, who is coming off a Florida sweep, and they are playing Bethune tonight while this is airing. And I think they've got some alcohol sales that are on sale today. I think $4 seltzers and beers. So Miami should be bumping for tonight's game.
We got $3 beers at Lamar.
Well, I mean,
Miami.
Well, let's
the $1 million question is, when are we going to start making the Mark Light shakes tipsy? That's what I want to know.
Let's take a look at the places around the Miami Stadium and the places around Lamar.
Oh, come on. Beaumont is the same city as Miami, bro. We are a vibrant nightlife. Everybody wants to be here. No, Miami sweeps.
Miami sweeps.
I'm very much out right now on BC. Just they kind of had me there with game 1 against FGCU. I'm like, okay,
they had to win that series, and I think they had a chance on Sunday, and they just did not get it done.
Yeah, again, their situational hitting is still not really and that's the thing. That's what makes Todd Nitternaugh's team so successful. It's let's get a guy on, bunt him over, single him in, sack fly him in. They're not doing that, and it's just not they're not a team full of power hitters. I mean, the lineups side by side, who's more likely to hit more home runs this weekend? I think I'm going to take the Miami lineup. Miami's probably going to be a little PO'd with what happened this past weekend with Florida. I think, talking to some people around the program, they genuinely believe that they were going to win game 3. I mean, again, everyone's hopefully going to believe they're going to win that game, but the sweep graphic that Florida dropped pissed them off. So sorry, Boston College, you're probably going to receive the brunt end of that anger. And I mean, even if it was, Miami had just swept Florida and BC took 2 of 3 against FCU, I'm still taking Miami to win the series. I'm maybe not saying sweep, but I just don't think that BC right now is playing the same level of baseball, and Miami's got something to prove. Like, again, you guys talked about it on the recap show. Like, I agree with you, Monty, that like I think Miami needed that series more than Florida did. And to go 0-2, I mean, they're 10-2. Like, they're 10-0 against everybody else, not named the Florida Gators. So I think if you're Miami, like, obviously it doesn't change the persona of, hey, like, you still got swept by Florida. But if you can go out and then smack your first ACC series around with Boston College, it at least makes you feel a lot better and probably puts you back in the top 25 in all the polls, because they fell out of 2 of them, which was kind of crazy too.
Yeah. Because, they weren't, like, dominated by Florida. I do feel like Florida was in control of those games, but they were close games. That
if they don't call that balk,
late.
if they don't call that balk, I mean, I'm not saying they win that game. I don't know. Like, what is a balk is what is a catch in college football? Like, I don't know. Or what is targeting? I don't even know anymore. Like, it's a rule that exists, and it's up to you whether you feel like the rule exists today or not. But, I mean, even if it's not a balk, like, the tough part is like, you should never be able to get a balk call and still be able to throw the pitch and there be a play. Like, that's the part that sucks. If they call the balk, nothing happened, we don't know that there was a flyout that ends the inning. Like, Nick, you talked about it. Like, the feeling of as I mean, even just as a fan, right? Like, when your team gets that third out, that feeling of like, like, we're out of this. And then, hey, by the way, just kidding, they score 6-5. Like, have fun. Like, you can't give Florida a run. I mean, again, I'm not saying it was or wasn't a balk, because I still don't know. But, like, it's the situation that occurred around it. So, yeah, I think I'm not. And, again, BC, I think, is not going to be – I don't think they're as bad as maybe they're showing, Monty. But right now, things just are not clicking for them. I mean, the way they played against Northwestern, too, kind of left a really bad taste in my mouth. I mean, thankfully, Northwestern looked – competent this weekend against Georgia Tech, so it's not like Northwestern's necessarily maybe what we thought they were in the Big Ten, which was bottom feeder, but doesn't make you feel very good that you couldn't get one of those 2 matchups with them. Yeah, Northwestern feels like maybe the 12 to 14 range of the Big Ten instead of maybe 17th. Like, you would have expected to lose both those games, Northwestern. But I do believe, like, I love this Boston College pitching staff. I think they're going to steal one somehow. I think a sweep's not going to surprise me, but I'm going to go ahead and pick BC to win one of the games. But Miami wins the series. Nick?
I'm kind of out on BC.
His narrative is dead.
My narrative is dead. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Micah knows this. If you listen to our football shows this past fall, if you know, you know. I keep going back to BC, hoping that they would prove me right. And both football and baseball have just utterly proved me wrong so bad right now. But I think Micah hit a lot of great points. I think Miami is really, really PO'd. I think they want to get back into that national conversation and have people feel like, yeah, this team can get to Omaha. This team is different than last year. This team has a lot of power and great pitching. I think they can do it. I think they can prove a bounce back from the Florida weekend. So give me Miami in a sweep.
There we go. I was waiting for the final pick there. I was like, come on, man.
Wow, I talked for like less than a minute.
I'm writing down your pick, so I'm waiting for that official, like, they're going to sweep. Like, I knew you were picking Miami, but I was waiting for that, All right, we got the Battle of the Techs. Virginia Tech had a rough time in Arlington. The pitching had some moments, but the hitting has since gone missing. They got throttled by Marshall on the midweek. Again, the average with runners in scoring position is statistically, like, so improbable that, it's like 27 for 138 with runners in scoring position. Something terrible like that. They don't get a break here. They get to face Georgia Tech in an offense that is among the best in the BB Core era, albeit against some obviously lesser pitching than Virginia Tech's going to have. My Virginia Tech narrative is dying very quickly, but does Virginia Tech get back in it here this weekend against Georgia Tech? We'll start with Nick this time since he only talked for barely a minute.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, Micah.
Nick, you're going to talk?
Yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm going to take Georgia Tech 2 out of 3. I think Virginia Tech needs to find one here. Monty, we kind of talked about it, how we thought I kind of threw them a bone last week, hopefully that they could get that win against Tennessee. And if they got out of that weekend and got swept, then it's going to be real big trouble for the Hokies. And I feel like this team is they're better than getting swept 2 weekends in a row. And I feel like they need to get one here. So I'll take Georgia Tech 2 out of 3. Nothing against Georgia Tech. I think they're fantastic. I still think they're the best in the ACC, but I think Virginia Tech is just too good to get swept right now.
I'm laughing about nothing against Georgia Tech, even though
Nothing
you picked
against
them.
the Jackets.
Nothing against the Jackets. I picked them, but they're gonna drop one.
Don't sing me.
Micah.
I guess the Lamar UTRGV sweep has just got me in some sweep mood because once again I am rolling with the sweep. Georgia Tech sweeps this one. Virginia Tech was embarrassing in Arlington. I am so glad I did not go up for that. Just straight up, I am glad I did not go. That was, to get ruled by Tech. They scored 1 run, 2 runs in the whole tournament. How many did they end up scoring in the last game? I don't even remember.
Just 1 against Tennessee.
They've scored 1 run in the history of playing games in Texas. By the way, that was an insane fact.
They scored 8 against Mississippi State.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, but they didn't score against A&M. Sorry, I'm mixing up what games were what days is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
And you're right. But still, they looked – obviously they're going to score runs against Brian O'Connor. It happens every time.
A lot of those runs came after Valinkas was out. So, the game was already out of hand in Mississippi State.
It was a PTSD moment, okay? The amount of times Virginia Tech played 17 to 14 games. But –
I don't remember that happening.
You don't remember last year's 10-inning wonder, 11-10? Yeah, you just blocked my memory. You're a smart man. But no, it's again they did not look very good. Obviously, I'm the way the midweek what I've decided is yesterday's midweeks just didn't happen. The AC midweeks didn't happen. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't get played. They just don't exist. So Virginia Tech gets to be absolved of their loss to Marshall for that reason. But the Rutgers series is still kind of an impressive thing considering how bad they've looked. The incredible part to me, Monty, is how terrible they have looked on Fridays. They have looked abysmal against teams with a pulse. They lost 16-1 to Rutgers on that Friday, and then obviously they lost 10-0 to Texas A&M on that Friday. Friday was the day that I thought Virginia Tech was going to be, that's the Brett Renfro day. That's going to be the day that the Hokies are going to, if they're going to win a game in a series, that's going to be it.
And Renfro pitched well against A&M, but then the bullpen completely collapsed.
Correct. And that's what's – but they're getting 0 run support on those days. So, I think Georgia Tech too, maybe I'm just being a little bullish on all this, but I think Georgia Tech is – I know I'm getting tired of it and knowing how those guys kind of are not actively online, but we know those players are on social media. Every time Georgia Tech gets posted in the top 5, what have they done? They're so overrated. They're so this. They're so that. Going out and sweeping your first ACC weekend, albeit Virginia Tech, but going out and doing so only just quiets that narrative more every single weekend. So I think for Georgia Tech, again, the way the Northwestern games went this past weekend, most teams, when Northwestern came back to take the lead, I think it was 4-3 in the second on Saturday, I believe. I was okay, now what? Does Georgia Tech have a response? And they end up run rolling them. They've done an incredible job. I am a little scared that if they do run into a hot pitcher, they might be in some trouble because it seems like they're destined to allow 4 to 5 runs to a decent offense. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to score 10 runs more than they're not going to.
And remember last year they did have trouble with the crafty lefty.
Mm-hmm.
With BJ Bailey and Jacob McGovern in particular at Clemson over 2 different games against Clemson. But BJ Bailey's at Tampa, Division II. Don't have to worry about him. Unfortunately, Jacob McGovern out for the year, but there's plenty of other guys that have similar profiles with, the from the left side. So we'll see if that ends up being a situation for them this year as well. But Drew Burress, it feels like, hasn't even gotten going. He's been very good, but he hasn't gotten on one of his hot streaks where he's just hit a ton of home runs. They have 5 guys who have multi-home run games. Drew Burress isn't one of those 5. Also, Ryan Zuckerman's absolutely on fire. Another home run yesterday. I think he has in a 6 at-bat stretch, he had 4 home runs and a double. So, and he's hitting he's hitting 6th, I think, in their lineup right now. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Virginia Tech. I said before the weekend that if they went 0-3, it's not the end of the world. But I was imagining a little bit more competitiveness if they went 0-3. Like those were bad. And the Tennessee Virginia Tech game, Virginia Tech pitched really well. Ethan Grimm looked fantastic, but then they couldn't get the win. So yeah, if it was at Blacksburg, I'd probably take Tech to win at least one, but I'm going to go ahead and take Georgia Tech making a statement out of the gate with a sweep.
I mean, Tech is technically going to win all 3 of them, Monty.
Anyway, that's true. All right, massive series in the Triangle. Notre Dame at Duke.
I'm kind of sad that you didn't say this for the last. This is the best series of the weekend. Like I know there's another one in the Triangle we're going to talk about, but this one I think to me is the one I'm most excited for because it's going to tell us. I mean, this is probably deciding who the last ACC team in the tournament is. Like at the bare minimum, it might even be more than that. But like the way Duke has like,
who was your last place team in your?
I was about to say, here's my official apology to Duke Baseball Nation. Y'all have looked the part. I mean, again, Monty, look at the schedule.
Yep. And they weren't able to sweep any of those. It's funny because they weren't those 4-game series. They were not able to sweep any of them.
Yeah, but like they are doing, and they've done a really like. What they did to Gardner Webb in the midweek, just yesterday was impressive. We're pretending that one existed. Everyone else can go out the window. But again, like it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it feels like Notre Dame can't lose a Friday night with Jack Riddell on the mound. I know, obviously, they did lose the Friday night to LSU. But
he had one. Well, the Friday night was not LSU. It was the opening Friday night. He had one bad pitch against FAU that went out for a home run.
Or UCF, not FAU.
FAU on well, they lost both Friday nights. You're right. Yeah, because he was perfect, but then they blew the Friday night game.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So, but like, I guess maybe they can lose Friday nights. It's that time of year where you can't keep track of what days with all the weathers and all the tournaments and that. But that kind of kills my statement because now it feels like Jack Riddell can pitch literally a no-hitter and they're still going to somehow lose. It's going to be a 1-0 on a wild pitch walk situation or something or throwing error. But this one's tough. You know what? I'm going to continue to hate on Duke for one more weekend just for the sake of the brand. Give me Notre Dame 2 of 3 though. I will not be rolling sweeps the whole weekend.
All right, Nick. Moose is going to be mad if you pick him.
I know he will. This is by far my favorite series of the weekend. These are 2 teams that were in that kind of bottomish tier to start off the season. Both are starting off super, super hot. They're both playing really good ball. Cider Cannon's awesome. Mark Quintrani's awesome. I think just for the mere fact that it's at Duke, I think the fan base will be behind them a little bit. I'll take Duke 2 out of 3. I feel like they're kind of feeling themselves. So yeah, give me the Blue Devils.
I'm going with the Irish. I was really impressed with what they did in Jacksonville. They're notoriously slow starters against some top competition, but they've come out of the gate and played pretty well. I mean, obviously that UCF loss, Noah Rooney and Oshin Lee were the 2 guys that came in after Jack Riddell that ended up blowing that lead, but they didn't have a ton of run support. But then those 2 guys came back on Sunday against Indiana, who is, I think we can all agree, probably better offensively than UCF. And they were able to shut it down and redeem themselves. I really like the pitching staff that they've put together in South Bend. I love the way that the hitting's gotten going over the last weekend against some lower competition. So I'm going to go Notre Dame 2 of 3. It's an ACC series on the road. It's going to be hard to sweep, but I'm going to go Notre Dame 2 of 3. All right, last one. And the reason this is last, it's 2 top 25 teams, depending on the polls you go by. Micah, I'm going to start with Nick.
I really love this matchup.
You do you?
Oh, yeah. Do you?
He loves the Tar Heels, Monty.
UNC Nick. We got Wake Forest, Micah, and UNC Nick.
Now, since you're calling me that, I'm going to have to switch my pick. I think Carolina's has just looked a little bit more consistent out the gate. I think being at home is going to play a huge factor. You just see more glimpses of Virginia just kind of struggling with the pitching a little bit. So I'm going to take
somebody hasn't read my article after I told him to. That's cool.
I'm sorry, Monty. I'm sorry. No, but you told me about that. You told me the other day.
No, but it's funny you mentioned that. I'm more concerned a little bit with. I think the pitching got off to the weekend pitching against VCU got reset and into a good spot. The problem is the offense has now disappeared a little bit.
Yeah,
and obviously they're playing Charlotte right now as this airs, so a lot's going to kind of convince me with the offense on how they respond to last night's 14-0 domination, because I want to see them come out. But the offense hasn't been good since they saw 60 pitches in the first inning against George Washington and batted around. Since then, they haven't been totally convincing. I think VCU outplayed them over 3 games, and VCU was unlucky to not get a single W. But the offense, it's not a good time to be scuffling when you're about to face, Ryan Lynch, Jason DeCaro, and Folger Boaz in a 3-game series. So I'm going North Carolina 2 of 3 right now, and it could be a sweep depending on how Virginia's offense plays going into that. But Micah, I'm going to let you go.
Did Nick make a pick? I didn't hear Nick's pick. Did you say a pick?
Yeah, Carolina.
Was it 2 of 3 or sweep?
2 of 3, yes.
Well, I packed my broom, gentlemen, because North Carolina is sweeping. Dude, I'm again, this is pessimistic, Micah, but they look terrible in DeLand too. They didn't look good. Oh,
how do you know?
Monmouth.
How do you know that? How do you know they didn't look good?
I got people there. I know people.
Crossy looked good.
Shout out to ETSU's former athletic trainer, who's now Stetson's athletic trainer for baseball.
There you go.
But, no, I mean they barely beat North Dakota State. By the way, North Dakota State team that's won one game all season, gentlemen.
And their best player from last year is at shortstop for North Carolina.
Yes.
Jake Shattuck.
I'm not the bat, like you said, Monty. I'm not worried about the pitching. I think North Carolina will probably score 4 or 5 runs in each game, but I don't think that's bad pitching. It's college baseball.
Yeah.
But I don't like the lineup seems very streaky, and right now it feels like it's going through the can't. I mean, they were seeing beach balls at the beginning of the season, and now they're seeing golf balls. And what has me concerned about more so the sweep. I'm pretty confident in North Carolina winning the series, but the sweet part of it is North Carolina did not look good against ECU on that Saturday. It was I don't remember who got
10-0. Oh, it was Boaz was the starter.
Boaz, he kind of struggled a little bit, and the bullpen just didn't necessarily have it that night. But and obviously, I think Virginia's offense is still better than ECU's. But at the same rate, this is all in Chapel Hill. It's not that weird thing where it's one home game, one neutral game, one whatever. But again, and honestly, and I mean this in a loving way, if Virginia gets swept, I'm not going to be sky is falling, season's over, because I think it's almost just a good wake up call, because I think what they've been able to they're 10-2, but again, they haven't really played anybody worth a lick so far. VCU, the fact that they swept VCU, I think is the most impressive thing they've done this season. And again,
I was
VCU, but they are under 500. I believe, or maybe they're like 6.
They are, but I was blown away by their weekend arms because I think
they're probably going to win the A10, Monty. Like I predicted going into the season.
Yep.
But
I think I had George Mason, but after it's going to be between those two.
TCU winning A10, North Carolina, who could win a national championship, like a little different animal. So I'm leaning North Carolina to again sweep this one and again send a wake. Like I think you'll get an overreaction weekend where everyone's gonna be like North Carolina is legit top 5, rank them, and I'm maybe not necessarily there just yet. Like I don't know if I have them in the same class as Texas and Mississippi State and UCLA just yet, but you could have that conversation after a sweep. And then same thing with Virginia. Oh, they're not very good. Unrank them. Like obviously they're not even ranked in some polls. But like
D1, I think everyone else has them ranked, but D1
a lot of people will probably unrank them though after that one, and D1 might even do a little victory lap on the side, like I told y'all they weren't top 25 caliber. But yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling the vibes right now. And the good thing is if Virginia somehow wins this series, I will gladly wear egg on my face for that. So
yeah, that's what Micah loves picking against Virginia because he's either right or he's happily wrong because his favorite team delivered.
No, I'm a Wake Forest fan, Monty.
Sorry, he's back to Wake Forest, Micah. But yeah, with Virginia, I'm not concerned about the offense from a general point of view in terms of like over the course of the season. But right now, where they're at, heading into what is a top 5 pitching staff in the country, not in the ACC, that's where I'm a little bit concerned about this matchup. If they were hitting a little bit better, I'd be a little bit more excited about it. But the way they've been hitting, they need to get back on track immediately against a good Charlotte team. And I don't know if that's going to happen right now. Could be wrong because, again, the game's happening as this is airing. But
yeah, shout out to Virginia, by the way, for losing 14-0 to Charlotte when a lot of midweek games were going south for ranked teams. So at least like they kind of got like – I'm not saying it was like – not a big deal because people did talk about it, but it got lost in the ether because of all the other upsets that were occurring. So smart play by them to choose that night to get absolutely hammered.
Yeah, I mean, and Charlotte's and
Charlotte's a good team.
People are sleeping on them. They could be the favorite. I mean, are they the favorites to win the for the American?
No,
they are.
UTSA.
Oh, UTSA. I keep forgetting about UTSA. But they're so far out west.
Charlotte's the type of team that knows like what happened last night for Charlotte. Like it doesn't hurt Virginia. Like, I get it. Like I hate the whole movie.
It was on the road too.
Correct. Like for Virginia, like, and again, for those that don't know, RPI, like score affects it a little bit. But like, for example, us at Lamar gained RPI points by losing to Texas A&M 25-5 in the midweek last week. Lost by 20. Like, so like the RPI doesn't factor in the score that much. It factors in who you played and where you played them, which might make it a little bit of a flawed system, but like, at the end of the day, like for Virginia, just playing that game didn't do much to them. Like, where for Charlotte, that is a huge, like if they're a bubble team and they're third place in the American with a series win over ECU or a series win over Tulane, and it's like, hey, by the way, we were 2-0, let's say, depending on how tonight goes. This game's going right now with Virginia, but like, hey, we beat Virginia, who's in the tournament 14-0. Like, we've got this win. Like, it's just another resume piece for them. So, like, for them, they want to pummel and make. And again, like, if you're a mid-major, you want to have conversations early. It's why, like, what UTSA did to Coastal Carolina this weekend is a big deal. It's why people are freaking out about Coastal Carolina. It's like, oh my gosh, are they not very good? It's like, guys, like, yeah, I know they're about to go to Sun Belt play, and like, the Sun Belt's not like the SEC, but like, chill, guys. Like, it's March 3rd, 4th now.
Yeah.
4th. Yeah. Like, chill.
The Sun Belt does appear to be better than we thought it was, though, which is good.
Yeah,
we thought Troy and Southern Miss would not be as good, and then Southern Miss might be a top 5 team right now.
Yeah, Texas State and Louisiana are bringing that, like, the lower middle part of the conference up. So.
And Georgia State has held Georgia Tech to under 10 runs over 2 games.
I don't think they're very good, but they're not, like, again, if this is the bottom of your conference, floor is now higher. So,
well, Georgia Southern's a mess. So
true, which is so it was like such a fun program, but it's still a fun program. But anyways, that was our Sunbelt Hour here on the ACC show.
X Factors. Okay, we get to reset, but congratulations, Micah. On picking Michael Sharman for the first time ever, we picked both pitcher and player of the week as an X Factor. Kaylee picked Cider Cannon, who won player of the week. All of our pitchers went off in the X Factors last week, but Micah's was the best. All right, who wants to start with their pitcher X Factor?
I don't necessarily want to go first because Monty, this is how I know I haven't been on the show in a while. I completely forgot to prepare these, so now I'm going through trying to remember who I have also not picked. So someone else go.
The conference plays restarted, so you can pick whoever you want.
Oh, I forgot we did that. I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do that regardless, but now I'm just going through the
You want pitcher or player first, Monty?
Pitcher.
I will go with Aiden Weaver, Duke.
By the way, that's the third time Aiden Weaver's been picked this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know someone had picked him already.
Kaylee picked him, and I picked him, I believe.
I was like, I don't think I've picked him, so at least
you're the only one that hasn't. Kaylee picked him last week, and he went off, but that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think if they're going to beat Notre Dame, he's got to get off to a great start and kind of make a statement.
I'm going to go that same series. I'm going to go Ty Uber.
Nice. Good one.
Wow. And here it is. Virginia Micah's back. Give me Max Stammel. Also, I want to talk about this briefly because this bothered me on the show that y'all had and y'all have been doing. I don't think X Factor should be who you think is going to have the biggest weekend. I think it should be what the literal term X Factor is, which is if they have a big weekend. Because they were like, well, you guys didn't do very well on your hitters because Daniel Cuvée didn't do very well. Yeah, but if he does well, they win a game in that series. So that proves my point that I picked the right X Factor because he is the X Factor for them if they were to win. But they went 0-2.
If you lose, you win, is what Micah is saying.
Basically saying no, but think about it. When you do a pregame show on a it's ESPN's pregame show. The X Factor. This person will be the reason. If they win, this is the reason why. If that team loses and he struggles, it kind of proves the point that person was an X Factor. They did not end up being stepping up, but they also got swept. So yes, if Daniel Cuvée or you had Sosa, right, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
If Sosa has a good weekend, I think the argument is Miami probably doesn't get swept, right?
Well, I think if you're picking the right X Factor, you're not picking either of those guys because you would have seen the sweep coming.
Oh my God. Okay.
You got to turn right to go left.
This is not me saying that Max Stammel is going to go throw a note, go complete game shutty or something. But I'm saying if he had, if Virginia is to win a game in this series and take one,
but you chose against them.
I know that's the.
I know. By the way, for those that are wondering, we are recording this very early in the morning, and it's even earlier for Micah because he's an hour behind, and I am being difficult on purpose, just to get his day started off correctly. You are correct, Micah. So yeah, I mean it's just hard in hindsight when you have the X factors to remember that sometimes. That's all. It may not be the guy who has the biggest day, but yes, that is correct. If Sosa and Cuvée had gone off, they probably they win a game, right? But hitter. Wait, did you? Yeah, you gave me your pitcher, Stammel. Hitter. Do you want to go, Nick? Who's your hitter?
I'll go Jason DeCaro.
What?
What did I just say?
Jason DeCaro is your hitter, X Factor.
I mean, if he does report a hit in the series,
Virginia
might be in trouble.
I love that but Nick goes, what?
I meant to say, because I was debating between Jason DeCaro and Aiden Weaver. My X Factor is a Carolina hitter. I meant to say Gavin Gallagher.
Okay, there.
Yeah. My bad.
I am going to stick with that series as well. I'm going to go on the other end. I'm going to go Eric Becker.
Well, then I'm going to not do my original pick because we can't have this much UVA on there, Monty. That would be off brand for us. You know what? We're gonna leave the ACC for a minute. We're gonna have some fun here, And by leave the ACC, I don't mean actually leave it, but I mean like we'll leave it. You know who's due for some love? Because I've given him so much love, and yet he just hasn't come through for me. In a non-ACC series, that's what I'm saying. We're not leaving.
Okay. That's yeah. Go ahead.
Like the ACC play.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Who is it?
Josh Hansen Cow.
Oh,
Kid's not even hitting a dollar. He's hitting .067 this season. But he's still in the lineup as of now. He started in 8 games. I don't even know if he might honestly be on the bench, but you know what? He's due. I hope he sees the graphic and it gets him going.
I was just gonna say that. I hope he sees this graphic.
So who was your first choice?
My sweet USC transfer. What?
Who was your first choice?
My first choice was going to be Joe Tiroli. I can never say his last name.
Tiroli. Yeah. Tiroli. Nice. All right. So we've got.
I didn't want to ride the UVA train too much, especially because I did pick them to get swept. So, kind of hypocritical. But.
Yep. We did pick our X Factors. Ty Uber for myself. Max Stammel for Micah. Aiden Weaver for Nick. Eric Becker for myself. Josh Hansen for Micah, and Gavin Gallagher for UNC. We'll have somebody else as well get to pick theirs. And then our first pick'em of the year has been decided. Maybe there'll be some changes, maybe not. Maybe this is the year. We've got some other people who will be doing the pick'em as well. So hopefully there's a little bit more options in there, because right now we've agreed on everything except for Duke and Notre Dame.
They don't start till Friday, right? Like I can post the graphic tomorrow.
They don't. The first Thursday series is next week with Georgia Tech at Clemson.
That's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm not a rush to get it out today. Okay.
Yep. So.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
All right. That's going to do it for us. I've got some more VCU action that I will have already seen by the time this airs. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for those that don't know, we did technically record this on the morning of, because just so that way people don't get confused why I'm at Lamar Rice and you're at VCU and whoever's playing.
Yeah, and Nick is at work.
Yes.
Yes. All right, that's going to do it for us.
Where are you at, Monty? Where are you at this weekend? Are you at?
I am at Chapel Hill. If I'm doing I might be doing UVA radio all weekend. If not, I might run over to see Jack Radell pitch against
you're at Stanford and Wake, Nick?
Yep.
And I'll be in Utah. Hey. ACC baseball, Utah, question mark?
Big 12 Micah is back.
Hey, and whack. Thank you. I'm going to go watch Utah Valley. So, home now.
Didn't they move? I can't remember which kind.
No, they're still in the WAC for now. They're not able to play in the conference tournament because they're being sued by the WAC because they're trying.
That's right. That's right. So that's gonna do it for us. Just about an hour. Not bad. We'll see what we can do. We'll be back next week. I'm sure there'll be some mornings with Micah maybe on the road.
Probably. For now that we're in a conference play, I stopped doing them for the non-cons, but it was doing 18 games took 7 minutes, and I'm just this is. Hey, I was saying the same thing. Oh, this team dominated this team. This team dominated this team. It's
just do the 5. Just do the 5 matchups.
Which was, hey, this upset happened, and I don't like it, and I don't want to be too negative, but this sucked. So,
yeah. All right. So, yeah. All right. So,
adios, gentlemen.
Until then, it just means a little less.